detail, and he had no intention of ever driving it. I spoke to him, he never wanted to drive it ever. I'd say I drive it, but it probably makes him a bit sick really, for putting all that time and effort in, but yeah, it's good fun.
Because you're using it, is it you found it suffering in any way? Because, I mean, I can't see anything, there's no kind of, what's the right word? Gravel rash.
No, as I say, it's one of them cars you keep away from the car in front. Yeah, you've got to treat it with care or there'd be nothing left of it being a Ford. But as I say, it's only used on shows and stuff like that. It's not a daily driver or anything, but yeah, it's, as I say, it's they take a lot of upkeep, but I suppose that's what we do it for. Everyone does it.
Yeah, it's lovely to see. Thank you for that. And it's, again, that's the thing. It's seeing something that is as it would have been at the time it was sold, sometime around 1988. Imagine seeing one of these in the showroom. I mean, yeah, it's white as well. It was like when it came out, you couldn't miss them, could you? It was the first one of those. You might think it was about RS Turbo. About 1986, on a seaplane, I think, something like that. Right. Alpha Sub. Don't see many of these very often because they always. I mean, you know what I'm going to say. What am I going to say?
They came up.
These were like the hot hatch at one point. If only they'd lasted. They were kind of very special in terms of what they offered.
They're about before the Golf GTI, so.
Predating the Golf GTI, as we said, but the engine on them as well is a flat 4, isn't it?
For a boxer.
Yeah, so it's basically, we're not going to say it's like a Beetle engine, but it is sort of like a Beetle engine, is you've got the pistons sort of pushing against each other horizontally. So it does look like a bit like a Beetle engine in the front here, to some extent, yeah, or even a Porsche engine. So it is extremely unusual in terms of what's happening there, and the design and all the things that are happening inside, the steering wheel and the seats. It does look very Italian, very special. So how come this one survived and not being eaten by the rustworm?
Someone before me spent a fortune on it. It's been about 24 grand.
Yeah, so they just ripped it apart, rebuilt it.
1.7 instead of the 1.5 engine.
Was that uprating from 1.5 to 1.7? Is that something they did back in the day, or is it just something just done today just to give it more power?
It was come out of 33, the Alpha 33, P4, the later engine. Yeah, they found it on a specialist shop with 0 miles on it.
So you're not going to find one of these very easily. I mean, there can't be many of these in a year to find something as good a condition as this, an example of this model, this Alpha Sud. You're not going to find many that are for sale in any 1 year, are you? I mean, how did you come to find this?
Well, it's just a sale on Facebook.
And had you fancied one before?
First car was one.
Yeah, I've got a friend of mine whose first car was one, and he crashed it, and I think he broke a vertebra in his back when he crashed it. But he always talks about it, regardless of the fact it caused him so much pain. It was one of those. It was just felt such a special car. But yeah, we're lucky to see it here today because they're amazing looking cars and drive well as well.
Absolutely fantastic.
Right, everyone's sorry? Not by modern standards. That's the same for everything here. Yeah, that's what gives it a name classic, isn't it? It means it doesn't drive very well and you have to put up with a lot of grief. Right, so tell me about this XR3. Is it the I or the XR3?
It's the 1.6i.
It's an early cabriolet version, is it, from an 83 with that front end. And it looks extremely standard as well. Everything I think was.
Yeah. You came second, yeah?
Yeah, am I right? I'm trying to think. There were a lot of adverts for these back at the time. I think I'm probably getting mixed up with the normal standard hatchback. But there were certain registration numbers that people look for on these. Is this one of those kind of? Is this an early enough to be like a press car?
No, I was just talking to A friend of mine who was car next to me with a heart operation, and Ford did this advertising where all they were all the same colour and about 50 of them with a registration plate TNT. If you can get a TNT plate on, it's worth quite a lot of money.
It's a distinctive number plate, nonetheless.
This one is a local number plate from Anglesey.
Is that where it started like then?
Yeah, it's a Gordon Ford from Colin Bay. Yeah.
Local car then, and it being so close to the sea, you might not have thought it would have survived.
It spent a long time in a garage because I worked abroad all my life, but it's still a daily driver.
How long have you had it then?
36 years.
Wow. Yeah. Excellent. That is sticking with it. I mean, it's to be honest, I think the prettier front end of the Mark III is when they had, I don't know how many slats, 5 slats on the front, or is it 6? How would you count it? It's 5 or 6, I don't know. But it's prettier being more slats than they went to, I think, 3, I think.
Yes, I think the front end is quite a nice treatment.
It just looks right. And it's got those wheels, the sort of, I don't know, what was the name of those wheels?
Teledial wheels.
Teledial, because telephone, yeah. Because of course Porsche had a similar kind of wheel, didn't they? It was all the fashion to have. I think they call them teledial wheels as well. But yeah, lovely to see. Thank you, especially on those wheels. Very standard. Right, let's do a quick run of these. 325i. Right, okay, 325i guy. That's you. Tell us about your ownership of this car.
I've had it for about 10 years. Bought it from a friend of mine who had a little bit of restoration work done on it, but quite a lot of the bodywork's original. Had to have a rusty wing as he suffered replaced, but that's what it was when he handed it over to me. I've not done much to it really, just keep it as it is.
And tell us the magic E number that it is.
Oh, it's an E30.
Yeah, that's the one that everybody wants, isn't it, these days?
Certainly is, yeah. And the two-wheel one, I think it's a bit more. I just like driving it.
Lovely to see the Southern Republic in this weather. This guy. And I'll come back to Capri and Orion. You alright, sir? How you doing, mate? Not bad, mate. So, is this your daily transport, or is it just for the weekend?
Oh, I've got this one. I got a 4x4 as well. I bought this one 9 years ago in the States. I went over to the States and I hired one that was States. And I've seen this one, and I bought it, and I got it transported over. Yeah. Right.
And do you use it in particular, or is it just the comfort and the Americana feel or something like that?
I go to the show, and I also use it for my work. I'm a landscape gardener. Yeah.
Very clean for using it for work, I must say.
Yeah, well, I tell the trailer. It's not really work.
Although these Rams, they're actually built. I mean, this is a heavy duty version. It's a Super Duty we have now as well. That's the Ford version, isn't it? But yeah, Dodge Ram was the thing. I mean, they sometimes have a fifth wheel on the back for carrying a giant kind of